Hey YouTube, here's Heiko. I'm in front of my garage and I'm going to attempt to install some fog lights on my 2017 Nissan Frontier. So I was too cheap to buy one that already had fog lights, and now I bought some Chinese-made aftermarket parts uh, to install the kind of the factory-looking fog lights. The 2017 Frontier is already pre-wired, so in the location where the fog lights stick out of the bumper, there are already connectors. Then the only other thing that you need is a turn signal stalk that has the fog light switch on it. So I'll turn the camera around. We're going to look at the parts that I ordered, and then we're going to try to install them. So here we go. This is pretty much two orders. One was this aftermarket turn signal stalk. As you can see, there's a light switch on it and the fog light switch. So the front part here is the headlight switch, and this is the fog light switch, and then at the same time it acts as the turn signal stalk as well. Looks just like the OEM part, but this was probably made in Hong Kong, and the original would have been made in Japan somewhere. And then the other order that I got shipped was just a box full of stuff that I really don't need. Here's a complete wiring kit and switch and relay and all that to install a set of fog lights. If your vehicle is, here's a switch. Don't need any of this. I hate those wire connectors. Don't ever use them. They're like junk. And then a little bit of some mounting hardware. And then it comes with two fog lights. They even say DOT and so on. And the plastic brackets are the exact same as the Nissan OEM would have had. And I guess I will need some of those little clips here to actually install them. Where they go, currently we have a plastic cover that comes off really easily. You can either take your front bumper off, which is a huge pain in the patootie, or you, let me zoom up, you put your vehicle on a floor jack, take the front wheel off, and then you take some Phillips head little screws out and take the inner liner loose, and then you can see pretty much the mounting location of the fog light from the inside. And that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get started. So hold on, right there. See the plastic cover from the back side there. Comes off pretty easily. It's just clipped in like that. And now we have to work together to find out. It's kind of sad that. So I managed to get the plastic all disconnected. You know, those speed nuts that I was talking about while bleeding, were those. The screws just didn't want to come out of those. I think I have replacements for those. You know, plastic parts held together by sheet metal screws and speed nuts. So we got the cover out, and now we kind of have to figure out. I don't think there is a right and a left hand, or maybe there is a right and a left hand. Let's see. Yeah, even the Chinese made ones have markings on it, and there is a RH, right hand. Since we're on the right side of the vehicle, I'm assuming this is the one that needs to go here. And now we have to kind of figure out how this is supposed to fit together. So I'm assuming, so here is this little notch or nose that goes into this one. Then here is something that looks like there needs to be a screw going in. So I'm assuming that gets a speed nut. And then on the other side is, let me grab the hardware. All right, I got hardware. So even the set from China has all the bits and pieces that we might need. Okay. So that, and that. Dog is barking in the background. Alrighty guys, let's see if we can figure this out without dropping this thing on the ground. So, see this clip thing here? That goes on here, like so. This one here, I'm assuming that, oops, sorry guys. I'm trying to work around you here. So that speed nut goes on here, almost certain. Oh, maybe the other way around, like that. Yeah, let me zoom. So that speed nut's on there. And then oh yeah, that way. Okay, so little nose into the notch, like so. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing because there's a cell phone in front of my face. That doesn't go. Okay, maybe we have to look into this from this direction. All right, let's see what's going on here. My dog is kind of annoying right now. Okay, I guess I got it. All right, change of plan. So this sheet metal speed nut doesn't go on the housing of the get you in there as far as I can. It goes on this one, but I don't know how this is supposed to go. Oh yeah. Okay. So like on there. And then, just as I said earlier, we have to put this little nose okay, like that. And then I guess I have to be a contortionist to put a screw in from up here to hold it all together. Screws also came with it. Alright guys, bear with the chainsaw noise in the background. So I decided to take this little clippity do off one more time. That's the one that goes here on this side. And I bent open the metal tongues that kind of clip it all together. So let's see if I can make it so that you can see what's going on here. So that goes on here. It clips on pretty nicely, I think. Doesn't want to come off very easily either. It just wasn't really clipping onto the light here very well. And then over there you see the sheet metal nut is on there, and this opening here wrong way. This one goes over the top of it like this. Okay. I don't know why I can't make this metal clip to clip on there nicely. So even though there is the right mounting hardware included, it's just not the greatest quality hardware, and therefore I had to just manipulate it with a pair of pliers a little bit. All right, let's try to do this one more time. Line all the parts up here properly, especially this little tongue that goes into the opening. Okay, if I now would have a small flathead screwdriver, I would just go in there and make those little clips click in, because they are too hesitant. They don't want to. There you go. And on this side, because I don't want this to fall out like 5 minutes into driving with them. I can't see. Okay. I guess this is tight on this side. The little tongue here at the bottom is in. And now we just need to put the bolt up in there. Okay. So now the most difficult part is going to be putting the bolt in up there. I guess if you take the bumper off, you don't have that problem, but it's okay. I have this little wee stubby that you can put normal bits into. So I managed to clip this side onto this metal clip, get the screw lined up here, and have this little plastic nipple lined up here at the bottom. And what's this here? There's some filter. Looks like a little filter screen. Wonder if this is some sort of breather for the housing. I don't know. Anyways, this is just gonna stay on there. So it looks good from here. Let's look from the front. It's a little dirty around the opening here. I guess this needs to all be cleaned up, but this looks pretty good. And it says top SAE DOT, so that's good. Now we just have to repeat this on the other side, and then we have to take care of that turn signal stalk. So I'm not gonna bother you with watching me install the second side, but then we're gonna look at how to put the switch in. I almost forgot to show you the most important part. Up here, wrapped up, is the pre-wired fog light wiring. So you just have to undo the wrapping. Then you most likely want to check the connector. This one doesn't look too terrible, but I'm going to get some contact cleaner real quick. So I cleaned the contacts. This here should only go in one orientation, which is, oh yeah, where does this go? Here's a little clip thing that probably clips in somewhere. There must be a hole here somewhere. We're just going to clip it in there and then pull this down, somehow straighten it out so we can click this on our brand new Chinese aftermarket, like that. Click, and I think it's on there. We'll see how long this all lasts. It's not super difficult to get to. Here's a little push thing. Okay, this is how this comes off. A quick look here at the other side. Already got the cover out. Those sheet metal speed nuts, they're giving me problems taking the hardware out, and most likely it's because at some point in time they were over tightened and the threads are stripped on those screws. So it's probably a good idea when you attempt to install fog lights on your Nissan Frontier to just have some extra hardware lying around. All right, now we're gonna have to find the wiring again, dangling here. And there is another little plastic clip, one of those. Here, maybe I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, this one. That just clips into a hole. We just have to find the hole. All right, I'll finish this up and then we're gonna look at the switch. I just realized that everything is a little bit more visible here on this side. I guess on the other side there's a little bit more plastic in the way. So here you can see this metal clip. That's where the speed nut's gonna go, and that's the little locking tab. All right, guys, now you can look over my shoulder a little bit while I'm trying to get this cover off here. Shouldn't be too difficult, but I said that before when I tried to take the bolts out that hold the plastic on the bumper. You know, chintzy hardware. I wonder, is there one? Yep, there's one. So I don't think we have to take the steering wheel off. I think we only need to take this plastic shroud off, and the cup holder is the perfect place to throw it. So far, 2 screws. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. And then let's hope that my Chinese-made switch is exactly the same as the one that I'm about to take off here. For interior panels, I recommend some of those plastic pry bars. That helps you to take panels apart without really severely scratching them up. All right, oh yeah, here we go. There's some clippies that hold this whole thing together. Here we go. And then here. There you go. So 3 screws and a little bit of some brute force with some plastic tools. Can you actually see what I'm doing? Not really, huh? And then I guess this comes off really easily. And then once we pull the lever here, we can take the bottom off, but we don't really have to, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure if I can take it out. So now we just have to negotiate the switch out. Wow, that's it. You grab it like this. Here's a push button, and there's a push button, and this whole thing comes out. Now we have to compare it to the new one. So I just grabbed the new one. Sorry guys, bumped you. So this is the old one. Without the fog light switch, this is the new one. And here's the connector. So I would say this is pretty close. This is pretty close. The funny thing is, the marking on here, PA6 plus GF30. So this is PA6 is the material plus glass fiber 30%. It's exactly the same. And then flip it over. Oh, here we go again. Same markings, or maybe not, but it looks almost identical. So I'm pretty confident that this switch will do what we're going to ask it to do. The blinker turn signal cancel is the same on both. I saw that this was a little bit more lubricated. I like my Ballistol non-toxic. We're just going to give it a couple more drops here. All right, as you can see, the only difference is this switch here. Now I'm going to put this down and slap this one in. Let's see if it, yeah, I kind of want to show you guys. I'm afraid that my camera is going to turn off if I take the power cord off, but hey, maybe we can reach. So you see the connector down there. That's where that black connector needs to slide on. It's like Lego almost. And let's see. I don't know. It already made one little click sound. I don't know if I'm Click, click. So those two plastic tabs went, one up here, one down there. And back here you can actually kind of guide the connector, the two parts of the connector together. So before I put this all back together, I'm gonna get my car key. Should have it here somewhere. I should. I drove the car, so oh, here it is. So we're gonna put that in the ignition. Of course, 3 hands would be good. And now you can see outside on the wall my headlights still turn on, so that's good. And now I'm going to take you off the battery charger here, and we're going to see if my fog lights turn on and off. So turn line switch that way, click. One is on, the other one is on. So the only modification we did is install those lights. I haven't added any relay, I haven't added any wiring. Those two lights plus a $38 turn signal stock. So we know that my headlights work and we know that my fog lights work. Now let's check if we can, if my turn signal also work. Turn signal work. Let's try. Yeah. And the other side. And you know, the funny part was that eBay told me that this part doesn't fit my vehicle. It was for 2009 through 2016. This is a 2017 and it works just fine. I guess this was a full success. Let's turn the fog lights on one more time. No, yeah, I remember you have to have either the parking light or your low beam on. So no, you have to have low beam on, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, so the fog lights only come on in conjunction with high beam, with low beam, sorry. And now we're gonna do high beam. Click. So that's high beam now. And then it should turn off as well. Yep. Okay, that's how it's wired. You may like it, you may not like it, but that's how they wire those cars these days. So it's always on with low beam. It's not on with parking light. And the switch, this cheap Chinese copy switch, works just fine. High beam works, or the brights work, high beam, and the light switch works as well. Perfect, success. So I guess it's not going to be difficult to put this back together in here. Clean my bumper around the fog lights, because this was covered up with this plastic, this black plastic thing. And then we're done with that. Get some pine needle. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. At night I will probably check where those are actually pointed. If you really have to get to that back adjuster, I think you're gonna get away with taking this screw off. The two from the bottom here, the two that go through those extensions here, and then just peel out this plastic while your wheel is on. And then it looks like it's a little knurled knob that really only adjusts the height of the fog light. So I'm really excited. This was, I want to say 35 plus 39. Yeah, let's call it $75. And maybe an hour of work. Very exciting, very exciting. Fog lights on my cheapo Frontier. As you can see, you know, nothing special. It's an SV 4x4. It didn't even have leather covered steering wheel. I put this leather cover on there. It doesn't have a backup camera, but it has the big screen and it can do it. So my next project probably is gonna be putting a backup camera in here. It even has the cutout for it, or at least a mold for it right there. So I'll do that next. I know it would have probably been smarter just to buy one that already has it, but this one was really low miles and a really killer price. So, you know, I'm sprucing it up myself a little bit. I just put those Kumho Road Venture AT51A or A51 on there, or AT51, that's what it is. Road Venture AT51. Winter driving, love it. They were really cheap too, $500 for the 4 of them, and so far I'm pretty happy. All right guys, that's enough for today. I hope you liked this little video, my tutorial on how to put fog lights in a Frontier. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.